I've always wanted to show my three daughters that when you become married and become a mum, life doesn't stop. You can still achieve your dreams and chase your goals and achieve them with the support of a beautiful family. Anything is possible. All that hard work to finally win something and be called an FMG European Figure Champion is just out of this world. And all that work from 8 years old to today at 38, it's a dream come true. It's really special.
Welcome back to the Comp Closet podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Sarah Moore, and today we are joined by the FMG European Figure Champion, Latoya Caruso. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you. And thank you for having me on. It's an absolute honour to be a part of this podcast and the Comp Closet podcast. So thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, no worries. I'm super excited to hear about everything that you've been through and everything that you've got going on. So first of all, congrats on your recent win in the London show. That's absolutely insane. Can you share with us what that whole experience was like, especially with the travel involved from Australia?
Yeah, of course. It was such an amazing experience. It was my first international show. I always wanted to win my pro card here on the Gold Coast in Australia. And I thought my first show will be an international show. And then FMG came about and the London show. And obviously I'm a mum of three, so I have a lot of dates and events that, that I had to work out throughout the year. And London was just the perfect timing. So the travel, it was an experience. But I just take everything on as it comes. I don't stress out too much about really much anything. So it's like, it is what it is. So yeah, just traveling to London. The flight was long. We did a Melbourne to Hong Kong and then Hong Kong to London. So all up, it was about 23 hours of travel. It was a lot. I'm like, yep, first international show. Let's go big, right?
Yeah, that is a lot of travel.
It
So
was.
did you eat at all, like on the flight? Like, how did you manage food?
Yeah, so I have my Milami prep bag and prep meals container. Sorry, so I literally prepped for a whole day. So flying out of Australia, customs is pretty cruisy. They don't check, obviously for liquids, yes, but yeah, all my meals were prepped and packed, and I literally just ate every 3 hours. Obviously, tried to sleep when I needed to as well. But going up on the from Melbourne to Hong Kong, it was a late flight. So that whole night flight, I didn't need to eat because it was sleep time for me. So I pretty much worked it out from Melbourne timing to London. I had all my meals, they were all packed. I ate cold meals, but that's okay. I'm used to that as well. I packed my protein and I didn't have any of my sups, which for a day I thought was okay. That was all packed in my suitcase. But yeah, all my meals and food, my chicken and veg and chicken and rice and salad, it was all packed and little ice blocks were in my bag. So it was all pretty much fresh and fine to eat. And yeah, I literally just worked off Melbourne timing throughout that flight and that travel time.
Yeah, amazing. It definitely sounds like you have the right mindset for it as well. Like, just staying stress free is so important before a show.
It really is. You have to be. Like, it's a bit overwhelming, like packing and making sure I have everything with me. But then again, like, you can get most things during your travels as well. So it is what it is. Like, yeah, I've learned throughout my experience and my life with competing and with kids, like, you just have to not sweat the small stuff. Just let it be.
Absolutely. And then how was the show itself?
The show was actually run incredible. I met such amazing people, and it was really lovely to have Pauline and Ari up there. I met the promoters for the first time, Alex from London. He's a FMG pro, and Renata, who also ran the show, and it was just run beautifully, exactly how it's run on the Gold Coast and in Sydney. It was really smooth. Um, it was quite fast, actually, the way it was run, which was great. Backstage was amazing. We all had like a lot of space. I really loved how they put us in rooms with who we were competing against. But not just who we were competing against. They put fitness, figure, and wellness in kind of one room or over two rooms, and then like most of the bikini athletic girls together. So I thought that was really amazing because we all kind of came out together. We were all marshaled together. We all hung out together. We got to know each other. And I've made, honestly, such incredible friendships from athletes all around the world, and it was such a beautiful experience backstage.
Yeah, I love that. I've definitely made some of my best friends backstage as well. It's just such an incredible experience that you all go through together and everyone's so excited.
Absolutely, yeah. And there was some girls from Australia there as well. So I hung out. I was with Taylor Atkins a lot, and she's a fitness FMG pro, and she's absolutely amazing. Love her to death, and a lot of the girls there were beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. And then obviously winning a title is a massive achievement. How did that feel when you got your crown?
It was a dream come true. I had a cry. I think my husband said he had tears in his eyes watching me just from the way I reacted to it. And I feel like I'm going to cry now. It's so overwhelming, and just like it's just beautiful. Like you work so hard for your pro card, and then to come out for my first pro show debut and win a crown. That not a lot of athletes can do that, and I don't think it's still hit me yet. To be honest with you, I think because I've put myself straight back into a prep. I'm kind of like, yep, just going for it now. Let's go get another one. Let's do this. Like while I'm on this wild journey and amazing ride, I'm just going with the flow, like I said, and taking it all in and enjoying every moment. But it's a beautiful experience, and it's very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. So what did it actually mean to you to win that title?
It, Look, it's no one's really asked me that. They ask me why I do what I do, and I've always said to them because I've become from a competitive background from swimming from the age of 8 years old. I think it's embedded in you from so young to have that drive in you and the dedication and the goal. And I think it's really important to set these goals for life. And I've always wanted to show my three daughters that you can, when you become married and become a mum, life doesn't stop. You can still achieve your dreams and chase your goals and achieve them with a family and with the support of a beautiful family. And I just wanted to show them that anything is possible. And winning this title just shows I didn't make it as a swimmer where I thought I may have. And I always had that kind of void in my chest, heart, gut that I was destined to do something. I just didn't know what it was. And all that hard work to finally win something and achieve the crown and be a, you know, be called an FMG European Figure Champion is just out of this world. And yeah, all that work from 8 years old to today at 38, it's just, yeah, it's a dream come true. It's really special.
Yeah, that's so incredible. And especially in figure as well, like the level of conditioning and muscle and just all that detail that you need for figure is absolutely incredible. It always, yeah, really inspires me.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. My off season's great. I love training in my off season because it's not a lot of cardio involved. Then to get that lean and drop the calories and all the cardio, it's tough. The preps are tough towards the end as well. Like it's pretty tough, but I enjoy it. I come back for more, so I must love it.
What advice would you give to someone listening to this that is in that really tough kind of grind stage of prep and they're struggling a little bit?
I think just keep going. Don't give up on your dreams. You've set the dream and the goal for a reason. Don't give up on yourself. Like I always say to myself when I'm really tired and I don't want to get out of bed, I'm like, I would show up for my kids and my husband. Why wouldn't I show up for myself? So, you're number one and you've always got to back yourself no matter what. And if you set that goal, don't let yourself down. Just keep pushing, keep striving because you will get there. Dreams do come true and you just have to keep, believing in yourself and have an amazing supportive system around you as well, which really helps too. But yeah, always back yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I think something that helps me as well, when you do get into that really tough kind of trenches phase of prep is just remembering that all of those feelings and, that little bit of pain or hunger is temporary as well. Like you'll have your ups and downs. You might have a bad day and then it's followed by a really good day. And it's really such a small period of time in your whole overall journey. Like it's not worth giving up when you've put so much effort in to get to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time, it's money, it's sacrifice, it's everything. And preps can be a journey from 30 weeks, 24 weeks. Like you start training a year out for shows, 2 years out. It's a lot. So, yeah, you really need to give yourself that opportunity and time to feel everything. Let it all come in and just keep pushing through, because it's hard for everyone. You're not alone. That's the thing. Like, everyone struggles. The best athletes, the newer athletes, the young ones, the older ones, everyone struggles at some point.
Absolutely. And I think that's what separates, someone who just does the odd show and maybe doesn't place as highly and someone who, goes on to win a crown like you, is that they do just push through those harder days and keep going and stay consistent with the plan.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And putting yourself out there too. Like, if I didn't put myself out there for the show, and you're not guaranteed to win. So you need to take the goods with the bads as well, and just keep pushing and never giving up.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
So now that you have traveled overseas to a show, what tips would you give to someone else who's traveling for a show?
Well, my number one, I tried to find a lot of athletes that had already traveled before previously, from the flight, what to pack, what to do whilst over there. A lot of athletes and a lot of my friends recommended wearing 2XU, like a complete set. So I went and got like the long sleeves, the tights, the socks. So that's a must for me on travel, big travel times, and I'll be doing it again for Dubai. But yeah, whilst traveling, I just treated London like home. As soon as we landed into London, I Uber Eats like my shopping. So I made sure it all came to my Airbnb. I prepped all my meals for that week and literally just took it like I was at home. I got my body reset into their time frame, and I really didn't experience much jet lag at all, which was amazing. Kept my fluids up throughout the flight, and throughout that peak week in London. And yeah, I just maintained everything as normal as what I would back home.
Yeah, amazing. So trying to keep as much consistency as you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And how did you manage to reduce that jet lag, I guess?
I don't know, to be honest. I think because I slept for that 8 or 9 hours from the Hong Kong flight. And then we literally just had an hour stopover in Hong Kong and went straight through to London. So, yeah, lots of fluid. Slept when I could. Probably watched about 20 movies as well, there and back. But yeah, once we got into London, like, my husband and I said to each other, I think we arrived at, say, 1 in the afternoon. By the time we got our bags and everything, it was about 3 o'clock. We're like, let's not sleep. I know we're tired, but let's try and push out to at least 7:30, have my meals, and then sleep. And I woke up the next morning about 2 in the morning, went back to sleep. But I'm an early bird anyway for training. I'm up at 4:30 to train, so it kind of suited me quite well.
Yeah, amazing. Did you face any challenges during prep or while traveling over?
No, not challenges on the flight. Just trying to get into a gym, finding a gym. It's a little bit different. It's not face to face like it is here in Melbourne. Everything's online. So I kind of lucky my husband was with me, because again, I'm not very tech savvy, but you walk into these, like, you have to book your gym online, and then you get a code. You press the code, you walk into this like barrel thing, and then it like lets you in. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like in a spaceship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really crazy, but he was with me, so we got all that sorted. Mainly just navigating where everything is. The first day we got a bit lost, and literally the gym was a 10-minute walk. It took us 45 minutes to find this gym. And that's with him. Like, imagine if I was on my own, really. But yeah, other than that, like, things were really smooth, really cruisy. We had great weather in London. Aussies started coming in, athletes started coming in, so we started like seeing people and working our bearings out to where we needed to be for media night and the show and things like that. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Amazing. And then I saw you travel to Europe after your show as well.
Yeah, we went to Rome. What a dream. London to Rome, 2 hour flight, and you're in a different country. Like, how crazy. It was just beautiful. Rome, when we got into Rome, it was literally like we were in a dream. The history and the architecture of the buildings and just everything. It was just so beautiful and relaxing and beautiful. It was very hot. It was really hot. The food was amazing, very fresh. They were trying to feed me coffee and croissants in the morning, and or alcohol. I'm like, no, I still want to maintain like a healthy breakfast at least, please.
Yeah, so just touching on that, how did you approach your nutrition?
Well, yeah, in Rome we did a lot of walking like we did in London. So that was I didn't train at all. I didn't have any intention to go to a gym in Rome. After a show, I've learnt from my mistake, I need a good week off, a good week to recover and rest. And walking around Rome was more than enough exercise, and, as you would know, in the heat as well. So I said to myself, I'll do 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, I like to maintain quite healthy. So poached eggs, bacon, bit of toast, which kind of in Rome and Italy, it's not a thing. They do have breakfast, but they prefer their sweets and coffee and croissants. So finding a nice, decent restaurant to do a nice breakfast was a little hard, but we navigated. That was fine. Walked around, plenty of water. Lunch, I would tend to have protein with my meals, so either a chicken salad or chicken and veg or rice with fish. And then dinner, I kind of like let loose a little bit and enjoyed it. Pizza, pasta, gelato, and it was fine. I don't think I gained a lot of weight from Rome and eating that way and walking around, because I was just, yeah, it was fine. It was really good. Portion didn't really, obviously I didn't count calories either, but the portions were fine, and I was mindful of what I was eating and how much I was eating as well.
Yeah, amazing. It sounds like you've got a really good balance sorted there. So, how did you kind of develop that, I guess, mindfulness when it comes to nutrition post show? Because I know a lot of competitors struggle with binging and just wanting to eat all the foods all at once.
I was one of those athletes, I promise you. After shows, we would get those cookies from Dough House Cookie and, all those chocolates and lollies. And as soon as I would eat it, I would feel so sick, but you just can't stop once you get that sugar hit, right? And I was that athlete. It took me up until London to say to myself, like, you know what, I don't need it right now, and I will have it eventually. And I didn't even eat after show any post treats. We had a beautiful restaurant booked in London, and it was a Japanese restaurant, and I felt amazing the next day, and all in Rome, it was beautiful. So I think just kind of switching your mindset and telling yourself that you don't need all this junk food and all this sugar straight after your show, because you will eventually have it, and little portions, and not going crazy, because I promise you I have been there, and it's a horrible spiral, and it just continues until you really get yourself out of that. So I said, I'm not going to do that this time. Pro mindset, athlete mindset, little bits at a time when I need it, if I need it. And yeah, it really worked this time round. So very blessed.
Yeah, amazing. I'm so happy to hear that you've figured out that balance because it is definitely hard.
So hard. It's so hard. Even for pro athletes, it's hard. So I can imagine the young girls coming through experiencing that as well. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you've just announced that you are back in prep for the FMG Dubai show, which is so exciting. What motivated you to do this?
What a whirlwind. I thought after London, literally, I would have all this break and just take time off. And I had a few friends in my ear say to me, come on, while you're in condition, why not? Like, if you've got the opportunity. And again, I'm very blessed to have the opportunity with my sponsors who pay for my flights and look after me really well. They did it for London. I wasn't sure if they would do it for Dubai, but straight away they're like, we're on board. So I'm like, okay, let's just see how this goes. And they were all in. So I'm like, all right, I'm all in too. Let's do it.
Amazing. That is
Yeah.
so exciting.
I'm so excited.
Have you received feedback from the London show?
No, we haven't received feedback just yet. So looking at my photos, though, I'm quite, I already know where I need to improve on. So I'm really trying to work on that this time for this show. For my London prep, I did have a knee injury that I couldn't really push myself to where I'm used to. So that was a little bit hard mentally as well. I had an acute fracture in my femur just above my knee and a dislocated patella. So navigating the cardio around what I needed to do was quite difficult with all the treatments and as well, and needing time off after treatments. So this time round, my knee has healed with the treatments I've been getting. So I am able to push that little bit more for Dubai. So I'm really hoping that I can bring an even better physique to the show, um, which is probably a reason why I also wanted to do another show, just to prove that I can look better and train harder and be better, be at my best.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited to see what you bring to that stage because I'll be there as well. So we'll be able to have some backstage fun together.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So prepping for back-to-back shows can definitely be challenging. What advice do you have for someone considering this?
Well, just make sure, like I said, I must have subconsciously knew that I was doing another show because, like I said, I didn't go crazy with my food. So yeah, I would just say, like, just be smart. Just be smart. You've worked so hard for 24, 20 weeks, 16 weeks, however many weeks you prep to, go and do that to your body. It's a lot. Your body can't take all that, sugar and things like that straight after show. So just be mindful. Um, work hard. Understand your body. Try and learn your body and what it needs after a show. Good nutritional food is number one, and obviously keeping your hormones and your balances all in check. I am very lucky and very blessed that, I mean, believe it or not, I receive my period on every show day. I don't know
Wow.
what it is. Uh, London was the only one I didn't, and I had it 4 days before, which I was shocked because I'm like, I'm going to get my period on show day. I just know it. But it came as we were flying out, so it actually worked out really well. But yeah, I'm a big maintainer on your health physically as well as mentally, and yeah, just keeping all that in check. But don't go into a show when you're not already there, if that makes sense. Like you have to be ready for it for the whole journey, not just after your show. Because a lot of athletes say, and I believe it too, um, post show is always harder than your prep. Sorry, Luna's a little bit noisy out there. I'm trying
No,
to keep
you're
my
okay.
year old quiet. Yeah, so the post show for a lot of athletes is a lot tougher. So just making sure you have that plan from your coach as well for your reverse diet is really important. And I always make sure I get that before peak week. And I've already wrapped my head around where we're going and which direction we're moving into straight after the show.
Absolutely. I think having that goal and, well, one, having a coach post show is so important. Like, do not ditch your coach. And then having a plan for that reverse just helps so much.
It does. It really does. And it gives you that opportunity. Like, have your 2 or 3 days off, have the weekend off, enjoy yourself, by all means. It's important to do that as well. But then, yeah, go straight into the Monday and start your reverse and just get your body back into a normality. It's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what are your main goals going into the Dubai show?
Well, obviously, I'd love to win another crown. It would be amazing. So that's what we're working towards. But that's probably my biggest goal. Again, my physique, just changing it a little bit and tweaking it and being able to come out as my best physique yet in a pro lineup. And just meeting amazing people again. Like the experience for meeting incredible athletes was just phenomenal. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they run the Dubai show and yeah, Dubai itself would be amazing, and I'm just looking forward to everything, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be such an incredible show. So, for anyone who doesn't know, they're actually doing the morning show in the expo, which is one of the biggest fitness expos in the world. So, it'll be quite a different kind of environment, like performing in an expo rather than just in a theater.
See, I didn't even know that. I heard something like that, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, wow. So there you go.
Yeah, it'd be epic.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, do you mind sharing a little bit about your early fitness journey and like how you got into bodybuilding?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned a bit earlier, I used to be a swimmer back in the day. I swam from the age of 8, competitively from 10 years old until I was about 19, 18. I was a state and national swimmer, trained endless years and loved the sport. But then obviously I had to retire, so I wasn't performing to how I should, and it was really affecting my mental health. So I had to find a new identity, I guess. And yeah, I've always maintained a healthy lifestyle. I've always trained in a gym. I was a little bit more of a cardio bunny, if that makes sense. Used to lift weights, but not anything crazy, or had a coach to help me lift weight. Yeah, it was more cardio. And then after I had my second daughter, Olivia, I decided that I always said I'm going to go up on stage one day. It was scary as to think that I'd be up on stage in a bikini. That's what held me back, I think, for a long time. Sorry, Luna. Come here. Sorry. Yeah, and I just thought to myself, you know what? Like I said earlier, I'm going to back myself. I can do this. I know I can. I took 2 years to really build some muscle and be in a gym and understand my body. Mommy, I'm gonna shit. Okay, Lena, and build my body. Oh my god. To build my body, and I wanted to be I wanted to be up there and know that I had done my all and be worthy of being up there amongst some of Australia's best athletes. So I thought, give myself 2 years to really see where I can sit in this and where I can go with it. I was so nervous on my first show. My first show was 2019 on the Gold Coast in October. It was one of the best experiences of my life, and being up on stage was just incredible. And that's, I think, what brings me back more, like, again and again. And I was really lucky with my experience with that show, and yeah, I've just loved it ever since.
Yeah, incredible. And that is such a massive transformation from, you saying that you were holding off because you were scared to get on stage in a bikini and now you're a crown winner. So I think that's pretty refreshing for anyone who's listening to this who is scared to get on stage, or, maybe they're a mom and they don't know if they can do it, but it's pretty inspiring that, you're out there doing it. You've got 3 children, you've just won a crown, and you're moving on to bigger and better things. So yeah, it's just really incredible.
No, thank you, absolutely.
What's your main goal in the sport, like long term?
Long term, I think it's just to show, like, I think we just touched it now, just to show mothers and anyone that doubts themselves that you can achieve anything you set out to. You're never too late, you're never too old. Um, you've always got time to achieve your goals as long as you set aside a plan and put into yourself as you would your family or your friends. That would be my advice, and anything is possible and anyone can achieve anything. And I think it's really important to really back yourself.
Yeah, I love that. And how do you balance like the demands of obviously prep and competing with other aspects of your life, like family?
Well, it's not easy. I mean, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning to train, so my family know that, like, they don't miss me, and I always want them to know that they come first. So I train in the morning. I'll train at night when the girls are in bed. My family and my husband, my girls, they're my first priority, and they always have been. And I think keeping that as my number one priority, it's allowed me to then do what I need to do with my training. My meals are always prepped on a Sunday or a Monday. I'm cooking for my kids and husband throughout the week. It's mum life. It's the way it is. It's, if I choose to do this, it's a privilege to be able to do this. I'm honoured and blessed to be able to do this, and to have the support of my husband and children. It just helps phenomenally. And yeah, it's the balance. You just have to be organised, and I like to be organised and have my time schedule and everything set for the week. And I think that's what helps me get through most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think being organized is key for any competitor. Obviously more important when you've got a family as well. But if you've got lots of things going on, like definitely being organized, scheduling your day, prepping your meals, all those things will make it so much more stress free. What sacrifices would you say you've made to compete?
Look, I think we always sacrifice. Look, there's always a time where I have an event on, and I feel like when I'm in prep, I eat before I go. So you're not really enjoying the full experience of an event. Maybe say a wedding, where you're going, but you're there, but mentally sometimes you're not really there. For me, that's kind of a sacrifice that I've obviously been willing to take. I leave places early, parties early, dinners early, so I can go and sleep. But to me, I mean, people say it's a sacrifice, but to me, it's just my life. It's the way I am. People may think I'm very extroverted, but I'm quite introverted, and I love my home. I love my being at home with my little bubble, and I don't like big crowds, even though I'm up on stage in front of so many people, which is crazy. It's like this new person comes out of me when I'm on stage. But yeah, look, sacrifices, we all make them, regardless if we're an athlete. Parents make them, families make them. It's just a part of life. And, I don't look at it as sacrifices because, again, I'm privileged to be doing this, and I just take it as it comes, and it is what it is, really. Like, I choose to do it. And yeah, I enjoy it and I love what I do, and everyone around me supports me, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, incredible. I think having that strong why is so important. And then, like you said, the sacrifices that you have to make don't even feel like sacrifices because you know why you're doing it. And it's such a strong goal.
Exactly. My brother said to me the other day, because we were talking, and he said, he had to retire from football at a young age, and he said, I'd give my left arm to be competing and playing football again. While you're at your peak and while you're doing it, keep going, because you don't have a lot of competing years left in myself. Being 38, I'm 39 next year. But yeah, and he's like, just go with it, just do what you can, because you've got another 60 years of just training and enjoying, and life and family, and it just put things into perspective, and it's so true. For that little bit of time that we think that we sacrifice, or we're struggling, and it's only that little bit of time, like you mentioned earlier. It's such a small amount of time in our life that we don't get back. So why not just keep pushing while we're flying and just keep going with it?
Yes, that's so true. I love that. So, for anyone who wants to follow your journey to Dubai, where can they find you online?
I'm at just on Instagram. I'm on Facebook too, but I'm not on it a lot. So Instagram's my main thing. It's at Latoya Caruso underscore FMG Pro, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's that Instagram.
We'll link it below as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Sarah. But yeah, that's where I am. That's where the journey has started from last week. So yeah, we're all in, off to Dubai.
So exciting. And any final words of advice that you'd like to leave for our listeners?
No, I just think like the younger generation coming up, the bodies and physiques are absolutely incredible. Just do what you love. Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. I know it's touche, but it's so true. Enjoy it. Enjoy life, because life is really short. Always believe in yourself and back yourself, and yeah, just surround yourself with a supportive network and community, because that is really important as well. And yeah, just take opportunities. Don't say no because you're too scared. Because I used to be that person as well. And I'm just like saying yes to everything, and all these doors open up and all these opportunities happen. And I used to be afraid to lose. I used to hate losing because it was my background from swimming, and it was embedded in me from a young age. So I would not do a lot of things. But yeah, as I've grown and matured, like I said earlier, just say yes to things, because you just don't know. If you don't put yourself out there, how are you going to achieve what you really want and your dreams and goals?
Exactly. And I
Yeah,
think if you're scared of something, that's an even better reason to say yes because it means that you're growing.
that's right. Absolutely. And it means, when things like that mean things to you, like it's a sign that you should be doing it and pushing for it.
So true. And I think competing helps to build that as well. Like you do something so scary. I think most people are scared of getting on stage in front of a few thousand people in a bikini. So once you're able to push yourself through a prep and do that, I feel like the opportunities are just endless.
Absolutely, they are. And it's such a beautiful experience. And you can't explain it until you're on there yourself and up there yourself. I feel like we can hype on about it all we like and all we love to, and we do. But unless you're up there yourself and experience that, the whole journey, I guess, the stage is our reward. And until you experience that, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, so true. So true. Insane feeling.
And I've just got my crown from London I wanted to share with you, Sarah, and the rest of the listeners. So there it is.
Amazing. Look at
You-
that. Did you wear it on the plane on the way home?
I, all my family and friends were laughing at me, and they're like, "You have to wear it." And I'm like, I felt a bit weird to wear it on the plane. I did wear it at the airport when I called my daughters to show them the crown.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of went back in the bag, and I held it all the way back from London to Melbourne. Sure, it was with me the whole time.
I love that. Amazing. Well, thank you so much to all of our listeners as well. As always, if you could like this episode, share it to your stories, tag both of us so that we can see what you're doing while you're listening. If you're on prep, let us know. We love to see it. And we'll see you on the next episode.